so we're finally on the one and final video. That's the fun stuff. This is called 5 underrated seinen anime manga to read and finish. These are like, I think seinen is basically dark manga, dark anime type aesthetic. This has it doesn't technically have a good ending. Not saying that they can't have good endings. It's just, and when I say good ending, what I mean is it doesn't end well for the main character 9 times out of 10, or it can, depending on who's writing it, but it's not a guarantee that they may come out of it alive, or they may not come back the same. They may come extremely maimed, or, like I said, they may not come back ever alive.
Raiga Samurai. Adult man manga.
It's adult manga.
Trophy, congratulations.
It's the opposite.
You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Of your shonen type anime, where usually 99 times out of 10, most shonen, the heroes always come out on top. Whenever the hero don't come out on top, there's either a price to pay. The hero may not live, may not make it out, but they make an ultimate sacrifice to save the world for the greater good. That makes them still a hero. That's still a good ending, but not really with the hero alive. That can happen in manga. It has happened in manga, but 9 times out of 10, usually the hero comes back or gets resurrected or something like that. So, that happens. But in seinen manga, it may not end well. I think a perfect example of this is like Vinland Saga, Guts, which is Berserk, and Vagabond. These are the 3 top ones, I believe.
Manga are great, but sometimes you want to read something made specifically with an older...
Or there's very adult-oriented stuff that is pretty high profile in topic. I think some of them comes across... I think some animes that really touch on this, anime-wise, is probably like... what do you call it? Made in Abyss. There has some graphic scenes in that may make some people hurl, or what it case may be. Me, I find it really interesting to watch it because it's more of like how far can they push it for me than, oh, hell, shocking.
Audience.
And it has to make sense to me. It can't be just shocking for the sake of shock value, because that's boring.
Mind. The problem is that you've already read the greats. Berserk, Oyasumi Punpun, Vagabond, 20th Century Boys. So where do you go from here? You could try and scout a website like My Anime List, but there's only so many hours you can endlessly scroll trying to find something that will scratch your itch before you eventually give up to just watch hentai for the rest of the night. That's where I come in, or specifically this video. Knowing the struggles of endless scrolling myself, I have gathered 5 seinen manga that are completed, finished, done, because waiting is cringe. But these aren't just any seinens. I self-imposed a rule when handpicking them. Each one of my choices must have 20,000 or less completed users on My Anime List because I want to shed some light on some series I think are underappreciated. And Some of you may ask, why should I listen to your opinion? You probably shouldn't. My YouTube handle is literally delusional. Regardless, hopefully you will come out of this video with at least one manga you want to check out. Feel free to skip around, the video should be timestamped. Without further ado, here are my 5 recommendations. Average. This is the life Tobio believes he lives by. He has little worries, no grandiose dreams, and no bitches. But he's completely fine with staying that way. After all, average can be fun. Until one day, one of his friends gets beat up by students of a neighboring school who, after beating him, deliver him back in a box? That's a little messed up, but no worries. They are all rational men here. So they start making microplastic explosives. Of course, the explosives won't be enough to hurt anyone, only strong enough to give them a good scare, and they put their plan in motion. Yeah, serves them right. Look at those faces. Haha, those idiots.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
We Did It is built on the premise of guilt and how people respond to it. It offers 4 separate perspectives on how someone might live carrying the sin of killing 10 innocent people. Not only do they have to figure out how to keep it a secret, but the group of 4's friends' relationships with each other weren't as tightly knit as they thought. It's a heavy story, sometimes overdoing what it tries to say, but regardless, it's interesting. It highlights the worst in humans, so you probably are gonna feel sick to the stomach at times while reading this. But for those who like messed up stories like these, I think it's worth your time. And I don't know if his opinion means anything anymore considering the kids nowadays call his work Attack on Mid or Mid on Titan, but Ishiyama has stated in interviews that We Did It was his favorite work back when it was in serialization. The author also does the story for Blue Lock, which I personally haven't read.
I forgot. Is Attack on Titan shonen? No, right? It's not a shonen. It's the seinen. Is it not? Or am I wrong? I feel like I'm wrong. I don't think it's a shonen. Is it a shonen? No, I don't think so. I could be wrong. I feel like it's a shonen, but I could be wrong. I think it's a shonen.
But that might convince some of you to check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lady Raven.
Hurry, come on.
Wait! I gotta tie my shoe.
No dad jokes, this is serious.
Raiga Samurai. It's shonen, I get why you doubt that.
Every once in a
Oh,
while,
it is?
you'll start.
Wow. I would not have thought of it. I didn't think it was a shonen. No, I said it was a shonen, but I didn't think it was one. But yeah, I was under the impression that it wasn't, given its how pretty gruesome it could be, but like, Jesus.
Start a manga, and within the first couple of chapters, you'll get this inexplicable feeling that what you're reading is something special. That at multiple points, the manga will gnaw at your deepest, most buried emotions, causing them to rise. This was not at all what I felt when I started Koku no Hito, or The Climber. In fact, it was the opposite.
Oh, this story.
The start is as generic as you can get for a sports manga. There's the main character's sudden awakening to the sport, there's his rival/friend, a potential love interest, a teacher that looks out for him, and his past weighing him down. But around chapter 20, the manga's atmosphere completely changes. The Climber was initially a two-man project. The art was to be done by Sakamoto Shinichi, while Yoshiro Nabita would handle the story. For unknown reasons, Yoshiro left the project during Volume 3, which made Sakamoto now responsible for both the art and the story. And no offense to Yoshiro, but this was the best thing that could possibly happen to The Climber. Because Sakamoto Shinichi, this beautiful man, is an absolute genius. I truly believe that The Climber is a masterpiece. And you might be thinking, but I'm not interested in climbing. I wasn't either. If you have ever felt unable to express yourself properly to others, this manga is for you. If you ever felt guilty and responsible for things that were out of your control, if you've ever felt lonely, if you have ever looked back on your life, questioning every decision that brought you to where you are today, asking whether the sacrifices and decisions were the correct ones, this manga is for you. And this is just the surface of what The Climber has to offer. Sure, climbing has an essential role in the story, but the story is made for the main character Mori Buntaro and Mori Butaro alone. By default, Mori doesn't talk much, and most of the time Sakamoto doesn't spill Mori's inner monologues. And while on the surface that may sound like you will never be able to understand or relate to Mori as a character, this is actually where Sakamoto's genius shines. He doesn't rely on Mori's thoughts being presented to the reader. Instead, he uses the medium of manga as intended. You don't need Mori's monologue to relate. All you need are panels like these, and you understand. At one point in your life, you've been there. You've felt the same way. The way Sakamoto uses imagery is unrivaled. Just look. If I told you this was a manga about climbing, you wouldn't believe me. His panels come alive. I can hear the snow crunching under Mori's boots, the shallow breaths escaping his mouth, and the wind bellowing through the mountains. The Climber sucks you in, depicting a lonely outcast who has and continues to have very unfortunate events happen to him. It's about a man who falls in love with climbing and the sacrifices he makes to dedicate his life to it. It's an emotional roller coaster that at some point will probably connect to you on a personal level. If I had to choose only one manga you take away from this video, The Climber would be it. So if what anything I said or showed you has interested you in the very slightest, you should give it a shot.
Oh, this again?
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because I think Alex and Scamboli both already did a better job at covering the fable. But with it sitting at only 6,000 users, I feel that there are still not enough people who have read it. The fable follows Akira Sato, a legendary genius hitman who has been ordered by his boss to lay low for the next year due to the number of people he has recently killed being too high. Accompanied by his driver, the two obtain their new identities as siblings and are taken in by a Yakuza group affiliated with their assassin organization. What's more, even if their lives are in danger, the boss ordered Akira and Yoko not to kill anyone, otherwise as punishment, he would kill them himself. Akira, who takes everything seriously, tries his hardest to do the job properly, but being housed by Yakuza and rumors of the fable spreading throughout the town invites trouble. Watching Akira try and stay out of trouble is hilarious, and at the same time, watching him solve the trouble he inevitably gets into without killing anyone is hilarious, but it's also extremely badass. It's got good comedy, it's got a likable cast, it's got action, it's got everything you need in a great read, and be warned.
Try to put this in the hand of a Westerner, you can't do it. Westerners can't do shit like this. I'm telling you, a Westerner couldn't do it if they tried. I'm dead serious. Especially the writers we have, these hacks of today. Nah, man. No. The Japanese, it's not even a rivalry at this point. Ain't unrivaled.
Once you start it, you won't be able to put it down. The manga has 240 chapters, but that didn't stop me from reading it in 2 days. Can I make a confession? Keep it on the down low, but I don't like kids. They're disgusting little creatures that are dumb and annoying. Like, please, can someone shut them up? But then shows like Spy X Family and Kakushi Goto come along, and my opinion starts to crack. My Girl is no different. Every step of the way, it slowly rotted my brain into thinking maybe it wouldn't be too bad to have children in the future. It's heartwarming and wholesome, but at the same time it's by the author who did Watashi no this series, so you know it's gonna leave you feeling sentimental. My Girl is about a 23-year-old man living a monotonous life, struggling to get over his ex-girlfriend who left him to go overseas. He doesn't understand why she left and lives out his days meaninglessly. Then, out of the blue, he gets a call from his ex's mother with the unfortunate news that his ex has passed away in an accident, and learns that for the past 5 years, she was actually raising their child all by herself. Shocked, Masamune doesn't believe it at first, but can't deny it after seeing their genetic similarities, so he decides to take her in. And Koharu and
what? Motherfucker, what? 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 Why would women do this? Why do women do this shit? This is so weird. Like, why would you do this? I'm not saying all women do this, but why do they do this? He was trying to figure out why you left. So you left just to take care of a kid? You don't think you will be okay with it? You're his girlfriend. He might say yes 9 times out of 10. Especially if you're not annoying and just totally, like, not a crazy person. That's crazy. Where do you get the money to hide this kid? Where was she? What?
Ends up painting his monochrome world with vibrant colors. Just as much as this manga is about the struggles of being a single parent, it's also about getting over the grief that comes with losing a loved one. It's about nurturing relationships and growing as a person. Watching the relationship between Koharu and Masamune solidify is rewarding. Masamune quickly tries to fill the shoes of a parent, and Koharu tries to be a model daughter. Watching them step and fail, slowly realizing what it truly means to be father and daughter warms your heart. If you like Spy X Family or Kakushi Goto, I would give this a chance. It's relatively short, and I think it offers a lot to those who are into the genre.
The fuck?
Isekai. Some of you may hate the
didn't
word,
notice
and
what was
some
on the
base
screen.
people like myself love it. But if there's one thing everyone can agree on about
There's too
isekai,
many.
is that they never fucking end. Series will go on for decades, never leading anywhere. Spirit Circle puts all those isekai to shame because it doesn't just have one isekai ending, it speedruns several. Well, kind of.
What? Excuse me?
Futa Okeya is a 14-year-old who feels a strong connection with a new transfer student who has a huge scar on her head. Initially, Coco is nice to Futa until he reveals that he has a Walmart sacrifice brand on his face. At the sight of the birthmark, Coco declares Futa her sworn enemy and then proceeds to beat the living shit out of him,
What?
sending him to experience the death of his very first life in his dream. You only get a couple chapters per reincarnation, but Mizukami's masterclass at making you care about each life. Nothing is lost from going from one life to the next. Characters reappear in different ways, and everything that happens in their previous lives psychologically affects the personalities of the next. It makes it feel like one long journey instead of several. It's refreshing.
Imagine if life was like that. Imagine if life was like that. Oh man, that would explain why so many people are freaking crazy. Imagine if life was like that. Life literally was like that. Jesus, it will explain why so many people are off their shit.
And never gives you enough time to find the world boring, and slowly unraveling the mystery of why Coco wants Futa's
Raiga
death is
Samurai.
enriching. And as you
LOL.
start reaching the endgame, the subtle hints that you have caught on to start forming the bigger picture. And obviously I'm not going to spoil, but I think Spirit Circle delivers, connecting everything together splendidly. I feel that everyone should give this manga at least 5 chapters.
It's different.
And if it doesn't have you hooked, then it might not be for you.
It sounds different.
And hopefully, someday Mizukami can have one of his works faithfully adapted instead of this shit. What the fuck is this, man?
Okay, so that's it. So that is Delusional. I hope you guys have a great day. I wanted to play a game, but it's already 10:49. It's very late. So what it is what it is. So have a great night, guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Bri, for being such a great sport and being patient with me with these videos. I know sometimes I rant a little too much, and I know it can get a bit annoying. And you just want to watch the video sometimes and just say, hey, Teach, I know you need to do your entertaining thing, but sometimes you need to
JR.
shut the fuck up.
Good
So
night,
it is
take
what it
care.
is. All right, have a great
Raiga
night.
Samurai.
Thank you, Jay, for coming in.
No
I appreciate
prob.
you, bro. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, guys. I appreciate every last one of you. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Ari. Thank you for everyone coming in and all that stuff. I'll finish this off tomorrow, or not tomorrow. We'll be playing AFK
Raiga
tomorrow.
Samurai.
I don't even
Good night,
do any
everyone.
artwork tomorrow. So anyway, have a great night, guys. I'm out. Bye-bye.